Okay, so picture this. You tell an AI to build an app for you, but instead of one single overworked robot trying to juggle everything, a whole team of specialized AIs jumps into action. That's the huge shift we're going to dig into today. And believe me, it's changing the whole game of how software gets made.
You know, the dream has always been so simple, right? What if you could build an app just by describing it? That's what tools like Caffeine are trying to do. Finally, make that a reality for the 99% of us who aren't pro developers. It's about turning your ideas into actual software without ever having to write a line of code. But here's the thing, that simple dream hit a massive roadblock. In the early versions, if the AI got confused or just made a mistake, your whole project would just grind to a halt, dead in the water. And that single point of failure meant they had to go back to square one and completely rethink how an AI should build anything at all.
So, to really get why V3 is such a big deal, we gotta look at what went so wrong with V2. The old version had this fundamental flaw, and let's just say users were not shy about letting them know. The old system, it was all about this single AI agent, kind of like a lone worker on an assembly line. It followed this super rigid, step-by-step process. First, it would try to figure out what you wanted, then build the back end, then the front end, and then, fingers crossed, try to deploy it. Just a straight and flexible path from A to B. And the problem with a process like that, it's just so fragile. It's like dominoes, right? If any one of those steps failed, like say it messed up some back-end code, the entire project just stopped. That's it. No do-overs, no second chances. You were just stuck. I mean, this analogy just nails it. Imagine asking one person to be your engineer, your designer, your project manager, and your IT guy all at once. That poor AI agent was completely overworked, which of course made it totally unreliable. So yeah, that whole lone wolf approach had to go. The team went back to the drawing board and flipped the script entirely. They asked a totally new question. What if instead of one burned out AI, we built a whole team of specialized AIs that could actually work together, like a real software team does? And this change is a total game changer. We're going from that fragile one-way assembly line to something more like a dynamic, bustling workshop. It's collaborative, it can fix its own mistakes, and it's built to create real, production-ready apps, not just simple toys or prototypes. All right, so how does this new AI Dream Team actually pull it off? How do they work together to build an app from scratch? Let's break it down and meet the crew. First up, you've got the composer. Think of this one as the team lead, the project manager. It takes your big idea, but its job isn't to do the work itself. Nope. Its only job is to understand the goal and then delegate all the tasks to the right specialist on the team. Now, before anyone writes a single line of code, the composer brings in the discovery agent. And I love this name, the code archaeologist. It's perfect. It dives into the project, figures out how everything is wired together, and basically gives the rest of the team a map so they know exactly what they're dealing with. And this is so important. Why? Because it stops the AI team from getting bogged down. They don't have to read the entire company history just to change the color of a button. It means the system can now handle huge, complex projects without getting totally overwhelmed. Then you've got the QA agent. And this is a huge upgrade. The old system pretty much just skimmed the code. This new agent is a real quality inspector. It's actually clicking the buttons, taking screenshots, and asking the important questions. Does this thing actually work? And hey, is this text even readable? Okay, so with all these different AIs doing their own thing, how do they talk to each other without total chaos? They use something called contracts. Just think of them as crystal clear work orders. The back-end agent will create a contract that tells the front-end agent, hey, here's the user data, and it will always look exactly like this. No confusion, no mess. But what about when things go wrong? Because they always do, right? This is my favorite part. It's a feature called learnings. Instead of just crashing and giving up, a failed agent packages that failure into a learning and sends it back to the composer. It's like the system's way of having an aha moment, saying, okay, that didn't work, let's try something new. So you put all of these pieces together, and what do you get? You get this awesome, continuous feedback loop. The backend builds something, QA tests it, finds a problem, sends that problem back as a learning, and the team just keeps going back and forth, refining and tweaking until the feature is just right. Okay, so an AI team that can actually learn from its own mistakes is super cool from a tech perspective. But what does this powerful new architecture really mean for you, the person who just wants to build something cool? Well, for starters, it means you can finally build way bigger and more complex apps. It means the system can literally fix its own errors automatically without you having to step in.
And maybe most importantly, you actually own the whole thing. The data, the application, it's all yours from start to finish. And this quote right here, it just nails the whole mission. This isn't about building little toys or simple demos anymore. The goal is to give anyone the power to build real-deal, production-ready software, stuff you could actually launch and maybe even build a business on. And this whole new team-based architecture, it's really just the beginning. It's laying the groundwork for some seriously cool stuff down the road. We're talking about a marketplace where you could publish your AI-built app or even remix someone else's. Imagine human teams and AI teams collaborating on the same project. The possibilities are huge. At the end of the day, this technology completely shifts the bottleneck of creation. It's no longer about whether you know how to code. It's about the strength and clarity of your vision, which leaves us with one final and very exciting question. When you have an entire AI team at your fingertips, ready to build whatever you can imagine, what are you going to create?